Why does your paycheck always feel smaller than what you actually earned? And why does it feel like you have no control over any of it? Why does that big number you see for 1 second on your pay stub collapse into something that barely carries you through the week? If you've ever wondered how your money disappears before it even reaches your hands, you're not imagining it. There's a structure behind that feeling, one that begins working long before your deposit arrives, operating in a place most people never look and never question. And here's the part nobody says out loud. The pressure you feel isn't a mistake. It's the first warning sign of a system that's built to take before you ever get a chance to hold on. If you've ever felt like you redoing everything right, but your paycheck still slips away faster than you can earn it, that tension has a cause. And understanding it is where this story really starts. You see a big number at the top of your paycheck, your gross pay, and for a moment it feels like you're earning more than you ever have. But that number isn't real. It never was. It's the headline they show you before the system takes its share behind a wall you're never allowed to look behind. By the time your real pay reaches your hands, the money has already moved through deductions, codes, and withholdings you never approved and never saw. And here's the part that hits hardest. The entire process is designed so you only see the leftovers, never the journey your money took on the way there. That's why so many people feel like they're working harder than ever, but somehow earning less than they expected. Because the amount you think you earned and the amount you actually keep are separated by a process you're kept out of. And if gross pay is the illusion, then what exactly happens in the space between what you earn and what the system decides you get to keep? If the money disappears somewhere between what you earn and what you get to keep, then the real question isn't how it happens. It's where it happens. Because that missing gap behaves like a restricted zone inside your paycheck, a place you never see, never enter, and never get invited to understand. Your income moves through it automatically, long before you're awake, long before you even know it exists, and by the time it comes out the other side, it's smaller, and you're left wondering what happened in between. But here's the part most people never realize. That hidden middle layer doesn't just collect money. It decides the order in which your income is carved up. You're not choosing what gets taken, you're placed at the very end of the line. Before rent, before food, before bills. Before you, that invisible room inside your paycheck takes its share first. And if that's the part you're not allowed to see, then what exactly is deciding how much of your own income you're allowed to live on? If the middle of your paycheck acts like a restricted room, then the rules inside it work like something even more unsettling. They activate before you ever see them. Your income enters that space untouched, but it doesn't stay that way. The system inside decides what gets taken first, locks that order in, and sends you whatever remains, not because you approved it, but because that's how the mechanism is built. Your bills wait. Your responsibilities wait. You wait. But the deductions don't. They move automatically, long before you have a chance to react, and once that order is set, it doesn't unwind. It doesn't loosen. It doesn't return what it took early. That's why your paycheck feels smaller, even when your work doesn't change. The system claims its share at the top, and leaves you negotiating whatever survives at the bottom. And if that's how the structure works, then the next question hits even harder. What happens when the cost of living rises faster than the amount you're allowed to keep? So what happens when the cost of living rises faster than the amount you're allowed to keep? Exactly what you've been feeling. Your rent climbs, groceries stretch thinner, bills grow heavier, and your paycheck already carved up before it ever reaches you never rises fast enough to shield you from any of it. That's the trap inside every restricted system. It moves first, and you move last. By the time the pressure hits your life, it has already passed through that hidden room and tightened its grip long before you even saw it coming. And here's the part that stings the most. When everything around you surges in price, the system doesn't shift to protect your income. It shifts to protect itself. Your pay doesn't stretch. Your hours don't grow. Your deductions don't slow down. The rising weight lands on the only person with no buffer, no leverage, and no room to escape it. Yet, but this system has another layer, one most people never even hear about. Here's the part nobody explains. You can't break the system. but you can break how it affects you, because once you understand that your paycheck gets carved up before you ever touch it, the only real power you have is moving your decisions earlier in the chain, not after the money arrives, before it leaves. Here's how. 1. Pay yourself before the system does. Set an automatic transfer to savings or investments the moment your paycheck hits. If the system takes its cut automatically, you should too. Manual saving never works too. Automatic saving always wins. 2. Track the real paycheck, not the fake one. Stop planning around gross pay. Only plan around what actually reaches your account. The system counts on you for getting the difference. 3. Reduce the number of things that rise faster than your income. Subscriptions, upgrades, lifestyle creep. These are silent drains that grow without permission. Cut the automatic increases, not July 4. Build one buffer, even a tiny one. A small emergency fund flips the power dynamic. When you're not desperate, you're not controlled. 5. If your income can't stretch, expand it. The system takes from your paycheck, not your potential. Skills, side work, digital work, anything that creates income the system can't pre-carve as leverage, not luck. Because here's the truth. The system moves first, but you can move smarter. And the moment you act before the pressure reaches you, the system stops feeling bigger than you